Hey, as we're going through, and like I said, we're getting close to the playoffs, I wanted to get a top five in for you guys and get your thoughts on it because we're getting to the playoffs. And of course, the teams that get to the playoffs obviously have fought for it. They're trying to earn their way. But, we like to say any given Sunday, and anybody can make their way. Wild things can happen. That's why we have a wild card. And any team you want to think any team can get to the Super Bowl, but we all know we all know not everybody has a real chance at this shit. So I wanted to put together my top 5 fraud teams going into the playoffs and ruffle a little feathers here. So let's get that top 5 drama going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
That's right. It's the 323 Top 5, the top 5 fraudulent teams going into the NFL playoffs this year. And, of course, it's not completely set. We have some outcomes in this coming weekend in Week 18 where the Broncos, they just need to beat the backups of the Chiefs to get into the playoffs. That's all they got to do. They might not do it. Who knows? Tampa Bay has not completely taken the division, but they need to beat the Saints. They got it. They're locked. If they lose to the Saints, they just need Atlanta to lose to the Panthers, which is, that's a little taller of a task. So we got some options, and I'm going to give you guys my top 5 teams that I think are frauds. They're not going to do anything. They've hurt me. I might have thought something well of them. They might act tough, but they're not going to do shit. They're not going to be able to do anything when it comes to those, those teams that we know of, like the Chiefs, who just turn shit on once it gets to the postseason. You got to go through them. Can they beat the Chiefs? I don't know. These teams can't. OLIs here. OLIs. The Minnesota Vikings. They're on OLI on here. I've got my eye on them. I became a fan last week when they beat the Packers. I became a fan, but I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you, Sam Darnold. I don't know if you're legit or if you're just this year's Case Keenum with the Vikings when the Vikings made that run and all of a sudden we paid Case Keenum. I don't know about this. Also, the Atlanta Falcons are OLIs on here. I liked what I saw of Michael Penix in that game. That's the first time I've gotten to watch him. I didn't get to see his first game. But I don't know. It's just something about Atlanta. You can never trust Atlanta, really. But those are my OLIs. What?
Why? Why can't you trust Atlanta?
Scott's delivery of it is the best.
Because they're black. Number 5. We have number 5 on the fraudulent teams going into the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers. Frauds. Absolute frauds. In fact, I'll let this Canadian broadcaster who called Lionel Messi a fraud a few years back, I'll let him say it. Fraud. The Green Bay Packers are frauds. I don't trust them in this situation. They have not looked as competitive as they should be. Toyota-thon's over, so we know the Jordan Love story's done. And Jerry Alexander, their star defensive back, he is out for the season with knee surgery. Packers aren't going to do shit in the playoffs. They are fraud. Number 4.
Watson didn't play last week either, right?
No, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the receiving core, I don't know who's going to do shit for them. I don't know if it's going to be Christian Watson or Romeo Doubs or
Christian Watson.
Marquise Lewis, if that's where he's at now. I have no idea where Marquise Lewis is, just lurking somewhere. Who knows? So I can't trust them. Number 4, I apologize for this one. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey.
They are fraud. Because it's inconsistent, right? And maybe, I don't know if I haven't watched the games, but I've seen them go out there and either lose to teams that they shouldn't in games that they're supposed to win on a week, where week in, week out, win one week, blow the shit out of somebody, and then the next week get blown up by another team. I don't trust them. Baker, I love him.
Mayfield magic, baby.
I love Baker. 40 touchdowns. Did not do the Jameis Winston thing of giving you 40 interceptions to counter it, but he gives you turnover opportunities too. I don't trust them when they have to go up against like a Philadelphia, if they have to play Philly in the playoffs this year. I don't see that coming out as well. So I'm calling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers frauds, and I apologize.
Those injuries worry me a bunch too.
Yeah, the injuries, and that's happening with a lot of these fraudulent teams where the injuries are mounting up for them. But I don't want to strike any nerves, so we move on to number 3. A team that hurt me.
I didn't disagree with you either.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
He just sat there and took it.
Maybe because okay.
Number 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Fraud.
They are frauds.
Yeah.
They hurt me.
Yeah.
They betrayed me. I thought they were going. I made them a dark horse midway through the season. I was like, they're going to go in here and win the Super Bowl. No, they didn't do it. They go out here and they just look like ass. They look like Kenny Pickett's still their quarterback. They just look like a team. They might give you like a little scare in round 1, but they're not going to do shit to the Steelers. They're not going to do shit to the Chiefs. You got blown out that way to the Chiefs. You got nothing. Baltimore's going to take you out. Don't like
Who's
them.
taller, Kenny or Russell?
Russ.
We know Russell's hands are bigger. That's for sure.
Why?
Kenny Pickett's 6'3"?
Really?
Oh, what?
With those hands?
And he has Trump hands? Like, what is that?
Russ is 5'11". Kenny's the same height as me, 6'3".
What?
Who's bigger, Sierra or Russell Wilson?
Sierra. If you listen to the what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracy theories about Sierra, probably.
Why?
Russell Wilson has the largest hands of any active quarterback.
What? Russell
at
has
10.25 inches.
Good for him.
Okay, well, that's why Sierra likes him. I don't know. There's something going on with that hand size. All right, danger, Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
They have big hands. They hold official-sized footballs.
I got giant. Look at those hands. Look at these fucking ETs coming out here. Coming for
Kenny
you.
Pickett.
Hi.
Oh, number 2. Number 2.
One of these days it's gonna work.
On the list. I saw a kid at the school get like legitimately mad at another kid. They were both like first graders, and he just did a full out fucking Kamehameha at the other kid, and it was like it like devastated the other kid. It was totally worked.
I love that meme that goes around of the two dudes in a boxing match, and one's about to do the Kamehameha, and he's just like, "I quit," and they're like interviewing afterwards, and he's just like, "I just didn't want to take a chance in case it worked."
It's true.
Hey.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him. Number 2 on the list, we have the Houston Texans.
Oh yeah,
Huge.
I thought they were frauds in the preseason going into this year. They got some things to figure out.
they got lucky last season.
They are definitely
Unlimited.
going to get that Saturday afternoon of wild card game that nobody's going to want to watch, and they might win it on accident. Who knows? Number 1, though, the biggest fraud team, I think, going into these playoffs is the Denver Broncos. Like Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. I don't trust them. No, I'm afraid of the Chiefs, man. I'm just terrified of the Chiefs, especially after watching Travis Kelce start to come alive again. I'm afraid of them. No, Broncos are my
and
biggest
they got home
fraud
field.
team. Yeah, Broncos are my biggest fraud team because I do legitimately believe they could fuck it up and not even make the playoffs here this weekend. They had every opportunity to lock up that wild card spot, and now they are in a must-win situation against Carson Wentz. And this is the Carson Wentz money game, man. Like he is going to want that win. That is somebody he does not understand the situation that he's not supposed to do shit. He's going out there to kill some dreams and make sure that Bo Nix doesn't get in there and fuck up for everybody else in the AFC and allow the Bengals to somehow get in. And then you have Joe Burrow just blowing teams up. So Carson Wentz, call him Oppenheimer. He's going to blow all this shit up this weekend. Oh, any thoughts, complaints, commissaries against this top 5 in fraudulent teams?
I noticed how you didn't put in another certain NFC team that you two have ties to. Is that a little bit of a bias showing, or do you think they can actually make a run?
It's a little.
I have a comment on that.
It'd be a shame when the Buccaneers beat them in the first round.
It's a little.
Dude, there is a scenario.
If that happens,
wait. No, this is really exciting. There is a scenario where all of the NFC wildcard matchups could be week 1 rematches.
That would be insane. Which means we would have to go back to Gus's. We'd have to go.
Or maybe we'd have to go change the venue, because what happened last time we went to Gus's?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, we need to change the venue. Yeah, we will.
What was the question I was asking randos?
Oh, do you
pronounce
caramel or caramel?
Oh yeah,
caramel.
We need to go through like a city and ask it. Just go through all of Richmond and ask that.
Or we just walk down the boardwalk.
Ooh, we should do a live watch.
Or you just go to Portsmouth. I'll do it.
Okay,
do it. Yeah. Just wear a shirt that says it. But to answer your question,
because I was crazy for not following Scott's proclamation of the Commanders taking the division, I was in the boat that we were going to make some pretty silly mistakes and really look like a rookie year with the new staff. And I really thought that the trajectory would have been close to what the Broncos are dealing with right now, that they are fighting for a wild card spot. It really does come down to the wire. They're not quite there yet. That's how I thought our season was going to go. And thankfully it was just a week better than that.
And I was also completely wrong about this, happily wrong about this. I do think that if the Commanders can, if we can be healthy going into this, and I'm a little nervous this week because Dan Quinn is planning on playing the starters because seeding is important here when it comes to the the wild card seeding.
I really want to play the Rams.
If we stay healthy and Marshawn Lattimore can be back, and God help us, we keep Michael Davis off the field, we have a shot. I think we have a shot against a lot of these teams. Jaden's just made me a believer, man. He's made me the overhyped fan again. And I'm not screaming Super Bowl.
So did Carson Wentz. So that's not saying much.
Right. Talk to me in the divisional round if we make it. I'll be out of my shit. That live show, I'll be out of my mind.
Yeah, I don't think we're making it past the walk around, but I will act a fool if we do.
Oh yeah. That's why we need a live show. That's why we need a live show as it's going.
Hey man, tailgate in Town Center. Every Commanders primetime game is where I will be.
Okay. All right.